Hi folks, I'm Joe. Welcome back to my greenhouse and to my collection of cacti and other weird and wonderful succulent plants. Today, I'd like to share with you my passion for combining decorative and special stones or rocks with succulent plants. Our succulent plants, of course, often have quite unusual and special shapes themselves, but I find that these can often be even further enhanced by actually planting them among equally unusual and specially shaped rocks and stones. I'll give you a bit more background and some practical tips in the next couple of minutes. What you probably don't know is that I'm actually a geologist by professional background. What you might know from my videos is that I'm at the same time also a keen and passionate grower of succulent plants. So, perhaps unsurprisingly, I like to combine my two passions: rocks on the one hand and succulent plants on the other. Now, for a long time also, I've been inspired by Japanese Zen gardens and by bonsai, the art of growing dwarf or miniature trees. And as a variation to the theme, I've also been really inspired by the Japanese art of appreciating small-scale stones and rocks, known as Suiseki. Apologies for my mispronunciation. Suiseki are small, naturally formed stones which are admired for their beauty and for their resemblance with objects or scenes from nature, for example, miniature landscapes. So let me give you some examples of some possible rocks that could be used for ornamental purposes together with our cacti and succulents. This here is a wonderful red-colored jasper with patterns formed by the white colored veins of quartz. The rocks that I find suitable and that I like using don't actually have to be particularly rare or valuable. This is a quite straightforward limestone. However, what makes it so suitable for decorative purposes is its shape and the outer texture. So remember the concept of Suiseki. It's like a karst or limestone hill, just in miniature, and it fits in the palm of your hand. A wonderfully preserved fossil coral. A shiny black volcanic rock. A wonderful piece of dolomitic limestone with beautifully preserved ammonites from the Upper Jurassic. Look at this naturally polished dark limestone with beautiful radial crystal splays. They almost look like flowers themselves. And this, at first sight, rather bland looking rock is actually quite special too. It's a piece of fossilized wood, and you can even see the texture of the old bark of the tree. Look at this marvelous piece of limestone with its grooves and erosion features. It looks almost like a landscape, a mountain range that we're flying over, looking down from a plane at 10,000 meters height. Sometimes it's really surprising, even to a geologist, how when you turn a rock around that looks actually quite unspectacular, on the other side or the inside, you suddenly have a beautiful a range of mineral inclusions like this volcanic rock here. So it's all about their shapes, balance, simplicity, and tranquility. And Suiseki are often displayed together with bonsai or miniature dwarf trees. So equally, I think that they're also ideally combined with succulent plants. For example, solitary crested cacti, codex-bearing caudiciform succulents, or simply any unusually shaped cactus or succulent. Consequently, I grow many of my plants in combination with decorative rocks or stones, whether in cactus and succulent beds in the greenhouse, or also in pots outdoors, or pots indoors on the windowsill. All these combinations are possible. So wherever I go on my frequent nature walks, often together with my dog Juno, I'm always on the lookout for new, unusually shaped or patterned rocks that are around fist size or smaller. There's many places you can actually go and explore and look for beautiful rocks and stones, whether that's along a pebbly riverbank, a rocky beach, a quarry, a rocky outcrop in the mountains, or maybe a rocky desert plain if you live close to a desert. All these places are ideal hunting grounds for Suiseki type of rocks or stones. They can be naturally polished or have rugged textures like miniature versions of mountains. They can have unusual patterns, they can have mineral inclusions or minerals on their surfaces, sometimes even fossils or fossil inclusions. Only your imagination can form the limit of the combinations with your plants, so I recommend you simply get started and try it out if you're interested. A small word of warning, however, I want to make sure I keep you out of trouble. Please be aware that you never collect in nature protection areas or damage protected outcrops. Also, if you're collecting from the beach, make sure you've washed and rinsed the rocks properly before using them to remove any salt, which of course would not be very healthy for your plants. Hopefully this video has been interesting and has inspired you to perhaps try out some beautiful and visually pleasing combinations of decorative rocks and succulent plants. Let me know about your own practical experiences and thoughts, or if you have any suggestions or questions. Also, please check out and subscribe to my channel, where you'll find more videos, tips, and ideas about successfully growing cacti and other succulent plants. Right, that's it for today. Hope to see you again next time. Take care and happy growing!